Right off the top of the hour, we begin with the turning of history's page this Black History Month. The Reverend Jesse Jackson, a civil rights icon and two-time presidential candidate, died early this morning at the age of 84. Jackson, you probably know this, was a protege of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was at the Lorraine Motel when an assassin killed Dr. King in 1968. He then picked up the torch and continued a lifetime of human rights crusades, both at home and representing the United States abroad. Jackson family said in a statement, "Our father was a servant leader, not only to our family, but to the oppressed, the voiceless, and the overlooked around the world." The daughter of Martin Luther King posted this tribute with a picture of her father and Jesse Jackson. Bernice King wrote these words under the photo: "Both now ancestors." You know, Jackson's passionate push for equal rights led him to two presidential bids, both in 1984 and later. He inspired supporters to dream that nothing, not even the White House, should be out of reach.
You must not surrender. You may or may not get there, but just know that you're qualified and you hold on and hold out. We must never surrender. America will get better and better. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive on tomorrow night and beyond. Keep hope alive. I love you very much. I love you very much.
One of many rousing speeches you are sure to hear throughout today. It's our honor today to speak with Derrick Johnson, President and CEO of the NAACP. Thank you so much for joining us on this consequential day. So take us through the legacy of Jesse Jackson and what his passionate work for civil rights means to our country. I'm especially asking because I have 3 children. They're going to sit around a dinner table tonight, and I want to know what to talk to them about.
Well, Jesse Jackson is American history. He's a direct link between the civil rights movement and to the advocacy for opportunity today. Whether it's Operation Breadbasket to address the needs around poor people and hunger in this country. His run for the presidency registered more people in the 1980s than anyone else, both in 88 and 84. His advocacy on behalf of white farmers in Iowa and Nebraska, his advocacy on blue-collar workers for Black and white people in inner cities like Chicago and in Detroit, his global diplomacy in negotiating the release of hostages in Iran and other places. Jesse Jackson's leadership can be measured over decades, not one event, not one episode, not one agenda, but someone who is a true American hero.
Of course, we're having this conversation and hearing these tributes, of course, during Black History Month, but also at a time when we're seeing President Donald Trump on social media making ties to Jesse Jackson at a time when DEI policies are being eliminated at the government level, a lot of businesses also following suit. What was the position of the NAACP relative to this and the timing? And what do you think Mr. Jackson's legacy can be relative to the context that we're looking at today?
Well, it's very clear that Black history is American history. You cannot decouple the two. The fight for democracy and equal protection under the law is a part of Jesse Jackson's legacy, is rooted in this nation's constitutions, making sure we have opportunity for our young people across communities. So if you think about his 1988 speech at the Democratic National Convention, and he talked about all of the diverse communities who were advocating around their agenda, and he said that their patches were not big enough. But if you put all those patches together, whether it's farmers in rural America or African Americans in urban settings or women who are advocating for rights, you put those patches together, it is truly a quilt, a mosaic of what America is and how we should be advocating in this moment.
Listening to an interview early this morning, something that didn't often make headlines very early on in Jesse Jackson's career, he learned of a female reporter who was taken off of the air because she chose to wear her hair naturally. He staged a protest, and she was able to go back and claim her job and change the way women could show up in the workplace. This reporter this morning said this is the importance of showing up, not only when the cameras are there, but also on smaller issues. We also heard the Reverend Jackson tell that Democratic convention, keep hope alive. What is the message during these days and times about showing up and keeping hope alive from your perspective?
that individuals should never have to suppress their identity for other people's comfort, that we all bring to the table a level of our own individual genius. And if we put that all our geniuses on the table, we are a stronger nation as a result. His advocacy around worker rights is very clear, is a strong pattern, and he was strategic. You know, showing up for that reporter was really important, but it created a standard nationally that we still look at today. It is truly important to recognize the genius of Reverend Jackson. He was strategic. He had a very strong voice. His platform was sturdy. And as a result, many, many Americans are benefiting from his work today, whether they know it or not.
Derrick Johnson, thank you so much for your thoughts today. We appreciate you and those you serve with on the NAACP.